guys ready? Yep. All right.
I hope I hear the spear guns going off.
All right, which direction are we gonna go? Out towards the point. Start in shallower on the island and see what we see. So in the slow motion replay you're about to see, you'll see that there's a walleye not inches from the tip of my new spear gun. This was my first time using this gun and wasn't real familiar with the safety, so by the time I got done fumbling with that, it was too late and I couldn't get a shot off, but pretty cool little clip nonetheless. So as Weston and I are laying here trying to get that walleye to come back tapping, George comes up to show us that he had shot the world's largest shad for catfish bait, and we let him know that there's walleye in the area, so keep an eye out. Guys, I really apologize for the camera angle here. This was our first dive of this trip, and it was a brand new scuba mask with a GoPro mount on it. I didn't realize till after this dive that the camera angle was a little off, but here's a miss on a really nice walleye. It was probably 21 or 22 inches. Yeah, there's bass. We found some really good structure back here. That's where I've seen all the walleye. Yeah, right. There's all kinds of shelves and boulders. And,
it cleared up a little bit.
Yeah, there's some really good structure back here. Here's our second dive of the trip. We moved over to the next point. Looked like a good place for some walleye. As you'll see here, there was a walleye tucked in between a log and a rock, and he shot off real fast. And I didn't see him until he did that. I swung my gun and tried to take a pot shot, but here it is in slow motion. Alright, so finally the moment we've been waiting for, a little bit of action. So I came up to this down tree that was laying on the bottom, and it just looked like an amazing place to find a fat catfish, which is exactly what happened. There was a really big channel cat laying under it, and you can kind of see here in the video, it's trying to sneak away from me, but we'll just let the video play out here and watch what happens. George could hear my commotion and banging around, so he came over to see what was happening, and he actually shot a smaller catfish off the same tree that I was wrestling this one on. So here's another little channel cat. Guys, my average on this trip was not great. We'll just leave it at that.
You guys ready?
So a safety feature that we created for our dives is a way of communication underwater where we use a certain amount of taps for different meanings. Here we got separated from Weston so you can see George trying to locate him, and the series of 2 taps just indicates that the other diver's okay.
You want to move? Let's move. Yep. GoPro, stop recording.
As you can see here, I got into some area where there were some bluegill beds on the ground, and guys, Bull Shoals Lake has some of the largest bluegill and red ear sunfish I've seen in my life, and all 3 of us took advantage of that through the whole trip. So I kind of laid down on the bottom and just waited to see what would happen. Lunchtime on the Bull Shoals. So on this trip, there were a ton of flatheads that we saw. Unfortunately, you're not allowed to shoot them until July on this lake, but we're already talking about going back again for another flathead trip. The rapid tapping that you're about to hear is George signaling to me that he's got a fish in a hole and he needs me to come over and help him with it. As luck would have it, my GoPro battery died right as he ended up shooting this fish, but as I arrived over to him, he had missed it once and he was getting ready to take the shot that would make it happen.